Why do interviewers keep asking questions about weaknesses? They know no one likes this question. So what's the point? Hey, I'm Abby and welcome back to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. I am a career and interview coach and I help people just like you feel more confident and strategically prepare for their job search and upcoming interviews. Today we're going to break down the weaknesses question. Why do hiring managers ask it? What they're really looking for, and how you can answer it strategically to stand out. Let's get into it. Let's start with why hiring managers ask this type of question. Why do they ask about weaknesses? First, let's clear up a misconception. Hiring managers know you have weaknesses. We all do. But their goal isn't to catch you off guard or make you look bad. Instead, hiring managers are assessing three key things. First is self-awareness. Do you understand your own strengths and areas for growth? Second is honesty. Are you genuine in your response or just giving a fake perfectionistic answer? And finally, they're looking for a growth mindset. Are you actively working to improve your skills? So those three reasons are why hiring managers continue to ask questions about weaknesses. So let's touch on what not to do when asked a question about weaknesses. Here are two common mistakes that candidates make when answering questions about weaknesses. First, trying to be too perfect. Saying something like, I work too hard, or I care too much, doesn't work. Employers can see right through it. It sounds rehearsed and inauthentic. The second mistake is being too honest. You don't want to say something that causes the hiring manager to question your ability to do the job. Saying things like, I struggle with deadlines, or I have a hard time getting along with coworkers are red flags. So those are two things not to do in your answer to a weakness question. So what can you do? What's the right way to answer? You can use a 3-step simple formula to create your response to this type of question. The first part of this formula is weakness. State a real but manageable weakness, not a weakness that will raise too many red flags about your ability to do the job. The second part of the formula is growth plan. And this is where you explain how you're working on mitigating this weakness or managing the weakness. Show that you're actively improving. And then the third part of the formula is improvement. Share an example of how you've already gotten better regarding this weakness. Where have you improved with this weakness? What tangible evidence shows that this weakness is no longer debilitating to you? So I have a couple of examples for you. Let's say that you're applying to a leadership role. You might say something like this. I used to struggle with delegating because I felt like I needed to do everything myself to get it right. But I've been working on this by setting clear expectations and trusting my team more. I've seen great results and it's made my projects run smoother. Now let's say that you are interviewing for a customer service role. You might say something like this. I used to get nervous when dealing with difficult customers, but I've been practicing active listening and de-escalation techniques, which have really helped me remain calm and focused while helping solve the customer's problems. Or maybe you are interviewing for a project management role. You could say something like this. Sometimes I struggle with balancing multiple priorities, but I've started using time blocking techniques and project management software to stay on top of deadlines. Or maybe you're interviewing for more of a technical role, like a software engineer or a data analyst. You could say something like, I wasn't always comfortable explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders, so I've been working on simplifying my communication and practicing with colleagues. Or maybe you are applying and interviewing for a sales role. You could say something like this. I used to take rejection personally, but I've learned to see it as a part of the sales process. Now I focus on refining my approach based on feedback and moving forward. So now I want to leave you with a few final tips. Keep it brief, stay positive, and always tie your answer back to growth. Remember, the interviewers are not looking for perfection because perfection doesn't exist. We all have weaknesses. The interviewers are looking for someone who can recognize their weak spots or their blind spots and actively work to change, improve, and grow. So next time an interviewer asks you about your weaknesses or something that you're working to improve, don't panic. Use this approach and you will quickly turn a tricky question into a manageable, easy response. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're feeling like you need some additional support to help you answer these types of questions that could come up in interviews, please reach out to me today. I offer one-on-one interview strategy sessions to help you feel more confident and more prepared for the interview process. My sessions fill up quickly, so if you have an interview coming up or you're anticipating an interview coming up but it hasn't yet been scheduled, please reach out to me as soon as possible. I've linked to my website as well as my email in the description box below, and I would love to work with you. If you have any additional questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas on this topic, please throw them in the comments box below. I love receiving comments and I do my best to respond to each of them individually. Just know that if I'm not able to get back to you right away, your comments and the things that you share in the comments below will likely help someone who's going through something similar in the future. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can continue to receive life-work balance advice delivered directly to you every week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.